Now, children, we move on to the interpretation of the numerical values of elasticity of demand. Now, the economists have found that to divide the demand behavior into different categories based on the values of the price elasticity has been useful for them. So the demand curve in the various situations have been drawn for various quantity taken up on the horizontal axis and the price on the vertical axis. That is delta Q by delta P. It is equal to 1 divided by the slope of the slope of the curve. For this, as a result, for any price, any quantity combination, the steeper the slope of the curve, the less elasticity of demand is being experienced. That is, the numerical value of the elasticity can be assumed as any value between 0 to infinity. Now we shall see one after the other with the diagram and the table given. The explanation anyhow is given in page number 2.30. Let me now take the first example wherein OX is the quantity in figure 8a and OY is the price. But for any price, the quantity demanded does not change at all. So the demand is a vertical line marked over there. You can see there is no change in the quantity demanded for any price of the product. For an essential, it will be like that. So the EP, that is the elasticity of demand, is equal to 0. It's called perfectly inelastic or completely inelastic. Why do we call it as inelastic? It does not contract or expand for any change in the prices. It remains the same. Say for example, since because the price of the salt decreases, we don't buy heavy amount of salt, or since because the price of the salt increases, we don't decrease the quantity demanded. The consumer buys what is essential. So such type of goods are inelastic demand producing goods. Now here the numerical value attached to it is 0. Now let me go to elasticity of demand if it is 1. Say for example in the figure 8b of page number 2.31, you have a demand curve perfectly in a curve shape from D. That is, the curve is represented as DD. It's either called unitary or 1. What does it mean? The percentage of the quantity demanded is equal to the percentage of the change in price. That is, they are relatively very equal. A unit of price decrease faces a same amount of unit in the quantity demanded also. When the price decreases, the quantity increases. When the price increases, the quantity demanded decreases. But the percentage of increase and decrease are the same. This is what is called as unitary demand or in a unitary elasticity of demand. So this is called inelastic demand. Earlier we said perfectly inelastic or completely inelastic, but now a smaller percentage than the price quantity demanded is changing. Quantity demanded changes exactly the same percentage of the price. So it's called unit elastic. I explain you once again since I made a small mistake here. Unit elasticity is the quantity demanded percentage is same as that of the percentage change. That is why it's called unit elasticity. Next one is elasticity greater than 1. What is greater than 1? How, when it happens? Quantity demanded changes by a larger percentage than the change in the prices. this is said to be highly elastic, and the numerical value is more than 1 but less than infinity. That is explained in the case of figure number 8D. See here, when the price moves from 1Q to 1Q1, 1P to 1P1, the quantity demanded decreases from 1Q1 to 1Q. From the figure itself, you can see on the vertical axis, on the y-axis, the P1 and P2 difference is less than that of the difference between Q and Q1. So the elasticity here is greater than 1. Now the next one is infinity. What is infinity? When the elasticity is more equal to infinity. Equal to infinity means the purchasers are prepared to buy all they can obtain at some price and none to for even for a small slight increase in the price. That is, for a price OP, they are ready to buy any amount of quantity on OX. The quantity being OQ, OQ1, OQ2, they can shift the quantity. But they are not ready to buy any more quantity when the price exceeds OP or when it decreases OP1. There is no change in it. That is what is said as infinity. It has been explained in figure 8C. Now we come to the figure 8E. That is, EP is less than 1. What is less than 1? It is greater than 0 but is less than 1. That is, the quantity demanded changes with a small percentage. For a big price increase or decrease, there is not much or the same as that of the increase or decrease in the quantity demanded. See the figure 8E. The price moves from OP to OP1, but the quantity is just slightly little more from OQ to OQ1. So the elasticity is inelastic but not perfectly inelastic. A little change is there but not a proportional change. That is what is said to be an inelastic, the elasticity rate being greater than 0 but less than 1. So this is what the interpretation of the graphs given. Now with the earlier examples, headphones and wheat and common salt, when we apply the same formula, the table shows the elasticity of headphones to be elastic, the elasticity of wheat to be inelastic, and the elasticity of demand for common salt to be perfectly inelastic. So this is what is meant in the case of the numerical examples of inelasticity.